Let's take a look at an IELTS question that's related to the topic of society, which can come up all over the test. First, let's look at the question. In many countries, people are living in a throwaway society, where things are used for a short time and thrown away. What are the causes of this, and what problems does it lead to? You may not know, but the number one reason that students mess up their writing is simply that they don't read the question carefully enough, and they don't write about the exact correct topic. In the speaking test, it's not so important. You can go off topic a little bit. But in the writing test, it's super important. It's absolutely essential that you stick to the correct topic 100%. So many students get band 4, band 5, sometimes even band 3 because they write about the wrong topic. They just write about what they want to write about. Let's take a look at this question, analyze it carefully. Before you start writing, you should always look at it very carefully so that you are not one of those students who writes about the wrong topic. This question isn't too tricky. It says a throwaway society. If you don't know what that is, it's not a term that I've really heard all that much either. It defines it for you, where people use something for a short period of time and then throw it away. When you're thinking about the question, take a second and just think about what exactly that means. So that could mean things like plastic bags, plastic forks, other utensils, but it could also mean people go shopping and they buy something and they don't use it for that long. It could even mean phones, where you buy a phone, you use it for 1 year, and then you get rid of it. So it's this idea of a consumer society where you buy something, use it for a little bit, and then toss it out, which is different from in the past, and maybe in the very distant past, where people would use something for like their whole life or for a very long time. They'd keep it. So now we don't keep things as much because there's so much mass production of products. Now, the specific question, what are the causes and what problems does it lead to? So those are the two things you need to underline. Causes, you'll write one paragraph about the causes and another paragraph about the problems that it leads to, the problems that this results in. It's fairly simple. Just make sure you stick to that. Don't write about the advantages or the disadvantages, anything like that. One paragraph, the causes, the other paragraph, what problems does this lead to? So what are the results of a throwaway society? All right, now I strongly recommend that you pause the video, write your own answer to this question, and then you can check mine. I'm going to write mine, but first pause it, write your own. The reason for this is because you want to see what you're capable of. You write your own answer, and then you can compare it to mine to see if you answered the question fully, if you wrote about the correct topic for each paragraph, and you can also start to compare some of your vocabulary and grammar with mine. So this is a really great way. This is a way that a lot of English teachers use. Get students to do something first, and then afterwards compare it with a native English example so you can see the differences, and then you know what you need to do to improve. Pause, write your own, and now I'm going to write mine. Okay, I'm tired, but it's done. And when I go through this essay, so I'm going to go through it carefully and we're going to explain exactly what I was doing, but you always want to make sure that you know what you're doing in terms of the IELTS band descriptors. These are IELTS law. These are the most important things. So in terms of task achievement, you're making sure that you stick to the topic that is relevant and that you fully support your ideas. Those are the two things for task achievement. Stick to it, fully support. And that's what I'm going to show you in my essay, how I tried to stick to the correct topic and how I tried to fully support it with good examples. For coherence and cohesion, you want to make sure that you have simple sentences that are easy to understand, topic sentences, referencing, and that it kind of flows easily. So I'll talk about that a little bit more in my writing as well. For vocabulary, you want to look for some less common items, good collocations, basically. Good collocations all the time, good expressions. You want to show off a little bit. I'm writing this in a way that I wouldn't talk about it. I'm writing it in kind of a fancy way. Not too fancy, but a little bit fancy to show off how much vocabulary I can use. For grammar, you want to have a mix, some simple sentences and some complex ones. And you don't want to use the same types every time. So those are the things we're going to be looking at in terms of the band descriptors. All right, let's take a look at it. So let's start with the introduction.
In your introduction, you have two main goals. The first goal, as you can see in this first sentence, is just simply to paraphrase the topic. Don't waste too much time paraphrasing the topic. It's not that important. The main reason to paraphrase the topic is just to show off your vocabulary and to make it clear you know what the essay is about. This sentence you should write really quickly. Don't worry if you can only change a few words. What you should not do is take a lot of big risks and try to change a lot of words. So I use a very fancy word here, proliferation. That's because I know exactly what that word means and I know I can use it. Proliferation means widespread use. So the widespread use of single-use products. If you're not sure about a word, don't use it. Just keep it simple, clear, and fast. If you are sure and you want to use a fancy word, then do that. But if you're not sure, keep it simple and fast. The more important sentence is your second one. The second one is your opinion. You must have an opinion. If you do not have an opinion, you will get band 5 for task achievement. So make it 100% clear. Never sit in the middle. This applies to every single type of essay. Always have an opinion. Even if it doesn't say give your opinion, still give your opinion. To be safe, always give your opinion. So in this one, I said that in my opinion, the main cause is disposable income and the main result is environmental degradation. This means that I included my main ideas as well. Do you have to include your main ideas? No. The only reason to include your main ideas is to help your cohesion, coherence, and task achievement scores. But what if I write my main ideas now, and then when I get to my next paragraph, I can't use that main idea, I can't support it, or I want to change it? Only use your main ideas in the introduction if you're 100% sure that you can write a long, detailed example about that main idea. If you're not sure at all, then don't include your main ideas. It's not that important. It's just to help a little bit with your cohesion and coherence.
All right, let's move on to the first paragraph, which begins with a topic sentence where I'm going to start talking about the causes.